I'm going to just briefly talk about chasing vehicles, barking at passerbys, and then I'm going to tie that into barking and whining, as some of you have asked. When it comes to barking at all, a dog has some sort of stimulus that's setting them off. It may be a barking dog outside, a female in heat, treats on the counter. You're not giving them attention. They've learned that they can get your attention by barking. So what we need to do, the first thing we need to do is remove the stimulus. This goes with chasing vehicles as well. If the dog wants to chase a vehicle, we need to supervise them 100% of the time, like we talked about earlier. Put them on a tie out. Put them behind a fence. Remove the stimulus. Remove the stimulus. If the dog's always going to chase vehicles in the front yard, put them in the backyard. Get them away from, or bring them in the house. If it's 5 o'clock rush hour, bring them in the house. Control the situation, control the environment, and the dog will respond accordingly. Now, there's extra training techniques we can do there. That'll be more specific to your dog. Again, just get a hold of us. Back to barking. Barking at passerbys essentially that's the stimulant is or stimulus, excuse me, is somebody walking by. I see this a lot. You get dogs that get on the back of the couch or look out the window or out a screen door, and every time somebody walks up to the door or drives by or rides a bike by, they just go nuts. They're barking, they want to attack or play or whatever it is. Your dog, maybe you don't, and you're worried about that, and that's why you're here. So how I want you to handle that is limit access. Limit access up there. What happens in that situation is a dog sees a biker riding by. The very first time a dog sees a biker riding by, they're in their area. They're starting to freak your dog out because, like we talked about earlier, this is your dog's home. The person comes by, they get closer, the dog is more and more freaked out and finally reacts. What do dogs do when they react? They're excited, bark, 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 and they're scared or feeling aggressive, like I need to attack. Bark, bark, bark. Now that biker continues on going. They continue on the way. They don't see your dog. They don't hear your dog. But your dog's like, hey, you know what? I just scared that dog away. I got him off my property. I'm scared, but I'm scarier. Or I'm really aggressive and I'm going to attack them or do something to make them run away. I'm going to get aggressive and run at them. Oh, hey, they ran away. So your dog's constantly rewarded every single time a car goes by, a person goes by, the mailman, even visitors to the house. They come up, they drop off, they say, hey, how's it going? And then they leave. That dog barked the entire time. The person left, they associate that with them, with their barking. So instead, what you can do is you can practice at home, emulate the situation, have a friend come by. When your dogs, let your dog see them. If your dog's reacting, get their attention back onto you. Have your friend stop. Let them know that is not effective. That barking is not effective. Now, this takes a lot of training, a lot of patience. Again, if you have questions, let us know. Be consistent, be patient. It's one thing that eventually just clicks with the dog. It doesn't happen very quickly. 20 to 30 minutes before you'll start seeing, changes. As soon as you see that, let them know you like it. Good job. Same thing goes for whining. If they're in the kennel or barking, if they're barking, whining, you're the stimulus. They're whining because they're lonely. They want you to come in there. They're barking because they need your attention. Don't give them your attention. It's that simple. Remove the stimulus. Get out of there. Don't come in ever at all. Even if you're just passing by when the dog's barking. If you can't do it where your dog's currently set up at, put your dog in a separate place so you can make sure that you can handle that. Again, you can use some, vibrating collars if you like. Those are okay, but again, you need to have the training to go with that. So make sure you're not just leaving that because you're just going to run into the point of you have it on them all the time, and then the dog can get a hold of it if they're playing, or they'll break it, or you got to charge batteries. They're just kind of a hassle. There's better methods out there that are longer lasting, actually training them. So